Okay, everyone, we have Coach Hopkins out here now with Koren Johnson and Keion Brooks Jr. Coach, you can give us an opening statement, and then we'll go ahead and open it up to questions.
First and foremost, I take full responsibility for this season. I felt like we had a chance to really make some steps. We had a lot of new guys, and I just couldn't get them to where we need them to be. It was a new team, had a lot of young talent. Putting them together, I had a difficult deal. Really disappointed for our fans, our alumni, our ex-players, the community of Seattle. It's not our standard, and there's no one more disappointed than me because I know the group that we have, we underperformed. I'm excited about these kids. Love these kids, To lose like this, I'm disappointed for them. And, got to tip our hat to Colorado. It was one of those games we're new. We've been working on this process. In the beginning of the game, we just didn't have the energy needed to win. We fought back. I was proud of how they fought, showed our character. We just couldn't get over the hump.
Okay, if you have a question, go ahead and raise your hand, and again, state your name and affiliation. We'll bring it over to Mike. Here, second row.
Coach, Kim Reynolds from Dogman.com. Coach Boyle out here before said he thought the key and the difference in this game, as opposed to the previous two games, was the ability to get you guys to get into man. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, we felt we were struggling on both. We played a lot of man in the second half, and they shot 58%. But for the most part, I thought we competed. We didn't rebound. That's been kind of the Achilles heel. They had 21 second chance points. If you look at it, we had more foul shots. We made more threes. They killed us in the paint and second chance points. There was just too many plays down the stretch where we couldn't retain the ball. And something that we've been working on it, and we've been hurt at it. We got to get better at it, and that's on me. We just got to do a better job in the rebounding.
Other questions? Brian?
Yeah, Coach, slightly off topic. I don't know if you'd heard the news that your longtime mentor, Jim Boeheim, had announced his retirement. I didn't know if you had any thoughts on just the legacy that he left behind and what you learned from him.
Or I did not know that. That's a shock. Arguably the greatest coach, second in most wins, and if the NCAA gave him the wins back, he might be close to number one. National champion, was a part of that. A guy who's been doing it. Very few people can do it for a long time, but to be over 50 years at one university is pretty special. He's given his heart and soul to that school. Still surprised they don't have a statue made of him in the middle of campus. When you think of Syracuse University, you think of Jim Boeheim, and you think of the Carrier Dome. And now both of those will be gone, which is very sad. But one of the greats. One of the greats.
Okay, second row.
Keion, Koren, first half offensively, it just seemed like there was lids on both sides of the basket. The second half, somebody took it off. What was the difference between the first half and the second half offensively?
In the second half, we started to move. The ball was stagnant too much in the first half. It stuck. In the second half, we got ball movement, player movement. He gave us gaps to get in the lane, and then some guys stepped up and made some shots. Wish we would have did that more in the first half. Did a better job of moving them around so they couldn't load up and be so packed in with their pack line defense. But that's how that went down.
Yeah, I'll say the same thing as KB. First half was very stagnant, standing around and just watching each other just try to attack and going one-on-one. And then the second half, we kind of pushed it in transition a lot, and we opened up gaps by running our aloha motion. We're like we dribble and then cut and then get wide open layup. So.
Also, Keion, Coach Boyle, when he was out here earlier, he said you have 26 in the last game against them, and it sounds like you would focus on defense and specifically early in the first half. Did you notice they were doing something different on you tonight than they had the previous two games?
I mean, I knew I was going to be the point of focus. I mean, just being honest, that's every game for me. I know I'm going to get bodies thrown at me, held, grabbed, double, whatever they need to do to try to make me less effective in the game offensively. It was nothing new to me. I should have done a better job in the first half of getting in my spots, hitting my open teammates. That's completely on me. Coming into the game, like I said, every game I know I'm going to get everybody's best shot because of what I did throughout the season. So it was whatever they did to be held up to me. You can say they did a good job, but I put that on myself.
Any other questions? Here's a second.
Hey, Rocco Miller, Bracketeer.org. Good to see you guys. For two questions real quick. For Keion, have you made any decisions about your future next season? And then for Coach, where do you see kind of the state of the program as this season wraps up heading into next year and maybe your immediate plans from here?
I know that's a question that everybody's kind of been wondering about and had their mind on, but it would be unfair to staff and my teammates for me to, if I had made my mind up, I would have to make it up before the game. Like, that's not fair to them. I don't know what's next for me, per se. I just want to, first of all, thank all of them for bringing me in and giving me an opportunity to showcase what I can really do. And moving forward, I'm going to have a conversation with Coach, the rest of the staff, my teammates, and my family, and see what's best for me moving forward. But as of right now, I just kind of want to let this sink in and be appreciative for everything that they've done for me in my 1 year here so far.
And for me, it's not where we need to be. It's not our standard. Our standard is to be upper echelon, having a chance to play postseason NCAA tournament. That's what it is, and that's on me. We've got to change some things, especially offensively. There's certain areas. The one thing that's exciting is the group of guys that we can return. Obviously, Keion hasn't made a decision. A lot of guys haven't made decisions, and obviously with NIL and the transfer portal and all these things, it's still so fresh. But we can. The only player that has to leave is Jamal Bay. And we had a player on all defense. We had an all rookie, and we had an all league player, which is really, really exciting. We've got a great player coming in Wesley Yates. But this program deserves championships playing for them, and I haven't gotten it there. But I'm excited for the future. Some changes are going to be made. I take full accountability for it, and I'm excited. And trust me, there's no one more disappointed in this than me.
Just a quick follow-up question. I know that you had Cole Badgema honored on senior night. Is his future just decided, or is he might come back still?
They can all. The only player that has to leave based on eligibility is Jamal Bay.
Okay, appreciate that.
Thank you.
Time for one more. Any more questions? In the back.
Coach, it was tied with like a minute 25 left. Just the difference in that final, sort of minute 25 that allowed it to go to them and to not to you guys.
There was one play where, there was a scramble. I'm thinking that possibly it was an offensive rebound. They swung it, and they made a three. It was to take the three-point shot. That was big, and then we came back. I think we turned it over. Actually, we didn't. We called a timeout. We ran a play. We turned it over on the baseline to get it to Cole for a three. Sometimes that happens, but when these games come down to it, we had a foul line violation, a couple missed rebounds where we had it that they ended up scoring. It just felt like it was one of those games where we just couldn't get over the hump. We got over it on one, but it was a play here or a play there. And when you're playing in tournament play, having a chance to advance, that's what it comes down to, and we didn't make enough of them.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, thank you.